I'm Alice.
And I'm Sophie. Here's what's coming up on the programme today. Manchester's locals are pleased to see that Salford Central Station has reopened after being closed for 2 months for regeneration.
The UK Supreme Court ruling that's determined the legal definition for sex as biological has caused upset in the trans community.
The Manchester Marathon is taking place this Sunday. We'll be talking to some of the runners as they prepare for the biggest day in UK marathon history.
After being closed down for 2 months in a bid to boost accessibility, Salford Central Station has been reopened following a £10 million revamp. Our reporter Tom Turner has more.
After 10 weeks of refurbishment, Salford Central Rail Station has reopened to passengers. The station closed its doors on the 10th of February under Andy Burnham's plans to create greater travel across Greater Manchester.
Yesterday the station opened for the first time after its £10 million refurbishment. The works took place inside the station to ticket office, widening the platform and creating a new roof in a bid to create more accessibility throughout the station.
Mayor Andy Burnham said the improvements are a big step forward on our journey to bring commuter rail lines into the B network by 2028, but passengers aren't convinced.
What has your experience been like in the station today?
It was all right.
It was okay.
There's some building works going on, but it's obviously it seems like it's a very long project that they've been working on.
So have you noticed any improvements around the station?
Improvements? I don't know. It looks a bit run down inside a little bit, I won't lie.
Well, I've noticed one thing. At least the platform's on a decent level where you don't have this big gap.
Oh yeah, that's
so that's
I didn't notice
that's
that.
what it was shut down for, to bring the level up, which is ideal really for people, you know, disabled, older people like him. But
it's a lot easier for me, a lot quicker on my journey. But it appears not a lot has changed in there, no. And there's a lot of building work going on in there, so I don't quite know what's been going on or where we're at with it. My concern is that it's going to close again.
Further works are planned for the weeks ahead, with the station announcing subsequent closures on Sunday, April the 27th and Sunday, May the 4th. Tom Turner, Quays News, Salford.
In a controversial ruling, the UK Supreme Court has legally defined sex as binary. The decision has caused upset within the trans community. Our reporter Leighton has joined us in the studio to tell us more.
Leighton, what is the ruling and how will it affect people moving forward?
The Supreme Court has ruled that the legal definition of a woman is now biological, determining that sex is binary. And the repercussions of this is that now trans women can no longer legally use the women's bathroom, regardless of them holding a gender recognition certificate. It's also raised concerns over trans men now having to legally use the women's bathroom, which is undoubtedly going to cause a lot of confusion going forward. Also, the fact that male police officers can now strip search trans women has caused a lot of these trans women to feel unsafe and uncomfortable just in day-to-day life.
What has the response been like to the ruling?
The ruling has caused quite a split reaction in the community. Some people have viewed it as a victory for women's safety and think it's something that needs to be celebrated, whereas others find this to quite a frightening decision that's endangered and ostracised a group of people. And within days of the court ruling, hundreds of people have took to the streets of Manchester advocating for trans rights, marching around St Peter's Square. I spoke to Jade Strachan, a trans woman who went to this protest, and she had this to say.
Trans rights and human rights!
I think it was organised the day before or a couple of days before. Lots of people there, probably about a crowd of 500 or more, I'd reckon. There was people from different sides of the political spectrum. There was Green Party members there. There was Liberal Democrat activists. There was a group called Pride in Labour there. And there weren't just trans people there. There was a lot of cisgender people in support. I'm disappointed, but not surprised. I think it's an obvious attack on trans people and all women, because this is going to affect all women. This isn't just against trans people, it's against lesbians, people that don't necessarily fit into the binary. It's just removing dignities for normal people. And the stuff with the British Transport Police being able to have male officers strip search trans women. that makes me very nervous around train stations, stuff like that.
Transcend
So, yeah.
Studios has opened a new wellness studio in Quayside at Media City as part of the Salford Load-In project. Our reporter Georgina Gonzalez went down to the opening weekend to find out more.
I'm here at the opening day of Flow, a brand new wellbeing studio in Quayside at Media City. Flow is Transcend's second location alongside their Eccles studio, and they're offering wellbeing and healing classes to the people in Salford.
So Flow is part of Transcend Studios. So Transcend Studios is a wellness hub that we started in Eccles probably around 8 years ago. And Flow is kind of the second stage of that, where we want to bring accessible wellbeing to a wider audience.
Flow's new location is part of the Salford Loading initiative, which aims to bring creatives and local businesses into Quayside to create a wider community.
We really want to continue getting people together, bringing people together in spaces where they can move and heal and create something bigger than themselves. So that's what we're all about, bringing people together.
For their opening weekend, Flow offered free classes to the public to get involved and get excited about the new space.
We offer lots of amazing fun classes. We try and be unique when we offer a class. So we do things like infrared yoga, infrared Pilates, we do sound baths, some dance fitness stuff as well. So we want to get people moving, we want to get people resting, and we want to get people recovering as well. We also do lots of really fun treatments and therapies, so you can come and have some Reiki healing or a really lovely massage. So if it makes you feel good, we generally do it.
Yeah, it's lovely. I go to the Eccles one a fair amount, so it's got the same vibe, but different. I think it's got its own thing going on as well, which is great. So yeah, it's lovely.
And is there any other classes or anything you wanted to take part in?
Yeah, I'm going to do everything that's on offer today, basically. So I did the dance class earlier, which was fantastic, really energetic, and I'm doing another breathwork class later.
Flow is now officially open for the community to reconnect and relax in their new space. To learn more or book a session, visit Transcend Studios online. I'm Georgina Gonzalez for Quays News.
The UK's second biggest marathon, the Adidas Manchester Marathon, gets underway at 9 a.m. on Sunday, starting near Old Trafford, as Oliver Sykes reports.
Marathon season is well underway, with many runners in final preparations towards Manchester and London. This Sunday will be the biggest day of marathon running in UK history, as around 90,000 runners take on the Endurance Challenge. Paul Sykes is running the Manchester Marathon, previously running a PB on the course in 2 hours, 39 minutes and 8 seconds.
Preparations have gone well. This has been my fourth time running Manchester Marathon. I really enjoy it because it's flat, it's fast, and the crowd support is really good all the way around.
Part of the route has been named after BBC Radio 1's Jamie Lang, following his Ultra Marathon Man Challenge for comic relief.
Creating something to celebrate Jamie in a time we had available, I think it'll be really cool and fun. A little bit tongue-in-cheek for that route section, which is a section he actually did as part of his last ultra marathon for comic relief. So so it was kind of our idea, and they bought into it, and we've been working on it just to have to realise it that everyone will see on Sunday.
So who looks to win the race?
Winner of the 2024 Adidas Manchester Marathon, Adam Clark.
Is a favourite after winning last year's events in a great time. For many, they have great reasons or causes for running marathons, and Bruce Hampton is one of them, raising funds for Birmingham Hospice. He's doing 4 marathons in 30 days across April and May. He's also back in Manchester for the event once again.
Knowing that they were going to be on the same day, I entered Manchester straight after last year. I did hope to be able to do London, just to do a different one, but when I didn't get in, Manchester was always on the cards. And as I say, it is a real favourite of mine. That the atmosphere is fantastic. So much support out on the roads. It's fairly flat, which is good. And I absolutely love Manchester, and I will be coming back for years.
I'm here outside the University of Manchester, where on Sunday 36,000 runners will be coming down this road to finish the 26.2 mile event. And it's going to be a different finish to usual, because it was in previous years on Talbot Road over by Manchester United and Old Trafford Cricket Ground.
Basically, this was a really great solution in 2 ways. One, we think it looks magnificent, and it will be a really great experience for people to finish on Oxford Road in front of like prehistoric buildings and everything. But it also really solves a travel headache for us as well, and allows people to probably have a much smoother experience getting there.
Oliver Sykes, Quays News, Manchester.
Burrs Country Park recently has placed a brand new duck feed vending machine made out of over 20,000 plastic bottles in order to look after the wildlife and the environment. The solar-powered contactless machines ask for just £1 to provide a healthier portion of barley, oats, peas and chopped lettuce. Lizzie Hill has more.
The machines have been placed all over the country in order to stop people from feeding ducks bread. This machine was placed in Bury Country Park.
The sign on the machine says, "Bread makes ducks ill and does not contain the right nutrition or calories that they need to grow or keep warm. Rotting bread pollutes the water and causes surface algae, which kills wildlife and gives ducks diseases." I spoke to Andy, a wildlife photographer in the park, on his view on the duck feed vending machine.
The bread.
Why do you think the bread's so damaging?
Well, it's not good for birds, not good for ducks. So, stops them bringing it in. It's got to be good for them because it pollutes the water.
The Bury councillor, Alan Quinn, said the council was delighted to support the scheme, saying that everyone likes to feed the ducks and this initiative will help ensure that the birds are getting a healthy diet.
And now over to Alfie with the entertainment.
Thanks, Sophie. Well, Darkest Peru's most famous bear will be heading to the West End. Paddington the musical is due to launch at the Savoy in November. It's been in development for the last 5 years and will feature a score written by McFly's Tom Fletcher. We haven't yet heard how they'll bring Paddington himself to life, and we haven't had any cast announcements, but playwright Jessica Swale has promised plenty of marmalade. Now, a magician who disguised herself as a man in order to gain entry to the Magic Circle 34 years ago has finally been granted a membership. This is a picture of Sophie Lloyd in 1991 when she was undercover as Raymond at a time when women weren't allowed to join. She came clean a few months later when the society started allowing female members, but she had her membership revoked for deception. She'll receive her new membership at an event at the Circle's headquarters this evening. The finale of Celebrity Big Brother airs tomorrow night on ITV1. Love Island's Chris Hughes, drag icon Danny Beard, the one and only Chesney Hawkes, comedian Donna Preston, Coronation Street's Jack P. Shepherd and pop star Jojo Siwa have all made it to the final stage. And the programme for this year's BBC Proms has been announced. There'll be 86 concerts in all, with a number taking place in Gateshead, Bristol, Bradford, Belfast and Sunderland, as well as London's Royal Albert Hall. Among them will be a Traitors-themed collection of classical pieces with betrayal at their heart, hosted by Claudia Winkleman. Promers can also expect a night dedicated to space, featuring hosts' iconic planets and John Williams' Star Wars soundtrack. There'll also be an evening celebrating the subtle magic of the shipping forecast in its centenary year. It's the world's largest classical music festival and it all kicks off on the 18th of July.
Thanks, Alfie. Now we have Liam with the sport.
In football, Salford FC are set to face Colchester this Saturday. It's a battle between 8th and 9th in the league, where Salford, if they can pull out a win, can take 8th spot from Colchester. Salford are going to be the favourites in this game, with their last meeting seeing out a 2-1 win, so they'll be hoping for another result just like it. The Premier League champions could be crowned this weekend after Arsenal ended up drawing 2-2 with Crystal Palace yesterday. This means Liverpool only need to take 1 point against Tottenham this Sunday to claim their 20th league title and their first trophy under new manager Arne Slot. This will be a special moment for the Red Men, as it will be the first Premier League they have won in 5 years, and this time the fans will be able to celebrate properly without COVID restrictions. Staying with the Premier League, and Manchester City clawed a 2-1 win over Aston Villa this past Tuesday. Manchester United loanee Marcus Rashford scored for Villa via a penalty in this game, continuing his good form since leaving the Red Devils. However, Matheus Nunes scored a 94th minute winner to claim all 3 points for the citizens. Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr. will finally step in the ring on Saturday at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, in a fight people have waited to see happen since their first fight was cancelled in October 2022. The two boxers are set to meet more than 30 years after their fathers Nigel Benn and Chris Eubank fought in 2 world title contests. And finally, in the snooker this week, Ronnie O'Sullivan managed 3 centuries in 5 frames, going from a 5-4 lead to winning 10-4 against Ali Carter to reach the second round of the World Snooker Championship in Sheffield. The 7-time champion will face Pang Junxu in the next round of the tournament. Pang versus O'Sullivan begins on Saturday afternoon, with the second session being on Sunday and the final one on Monday evening.
Thanks, Liam. Now for the weather.
It's a rare treat, sunshine. Don't let those clouds fool you. That glowing orb in the sky isn't a hallucination. Go and pretend it's summer with highs of 15 degrees and lows of 5.
Don't get too excited, Sophie. It is Manchester after all. Showers are expected in the early hours of Saturday, so keep that umbrella in hand. Fortunately, things are looking up after Sunday, with temperatures reaching a toasty 22 degrees.
Well, that's all we've got time for. Thanks for tuning in to Quays News.
For all things Salford, keep up with us at Quays News on social media. Goodbye.